Joining us this morning, Danielle Goyette is here, former player with the National Women's Hockey Team, now an assistant coach with Canada's National Women's Team, and head coach of the Calgary Dinos Women's Hockey Team. Hi, how are you?
Good, and
Good
you?
to see you. Welcome back. Because I think you were here a few years ago on one of your many tours throughout the country, eh?
Yeah.
First of all, congratulations on the transition from being a player on Canada's national team for a long. How many years were you?
16 years.
16 years.
Yeah.
Then you became the transition into coaching through Calgary and the national women's team.
Yep.
And next year you're going to be full time, you say, with the national?
Yeah, with the national team next year. It's sensorization before the Olympics in Sochi in 2014. Like this, I'm going to have to leave my job for a year and work with Hockey Canada full time.
Right. As we lead up to the Winter Games. Now, it's a little different as you lead up to a World Championships, with, of course, being held here in Ottawa in April. The team comes together at certain points, and this is really the last full week, right, that they'll have? Yeah,
we have a camp right now in Ottawa, and we brought like 22 players together. For us, it's to make sure that we focus on what we need to be successful for the World Championship. We still have cut to make for the World Championship team, but now it's the last chance that players going to have to.
Is there a few who are trying to impress the coaching staff and make the squad?
Oh yeah, like you know, every time. And the good thing in Canada, like we have so much talent. It's fun because nobody can take their spot for granted because we have some young players pushing on the back.
Yeah, exactly. But that's good news, right?
Oh, that's
the development of the women's game here in this country has really moved along nicely at a good, steady pace.
Yeah, you know, if you look back in 1990 when they had the first World Championship here compared to this year, talents you can't even compare, and we have so many players like playing at a young age now, and they got good coaches at young age. Now we have players that when they step up at the age of 18, 20, 20 on the national team, they're ready to go.
And the beauty of it is, Danielle, there's a lot of young women out there whose goal it is to become good young hockey players and become part of the national team, become part of that program, right?
Yeah, and if you think about it, they only have like 20, 23 players playing on the national team. And if you're a good player, you can stay there for a long time if you work hard.
Right.
And now, like, you have to watch the young one pushing on your back because everybody wants a spot. And, you know, that's why it's a privilege when you have a chance to play on the national team, because not a lot of people can have that chance.
Being around the game so much at such a high level for you for such a long time, we talked about this with some of the team members who were here yesterday, but we've really seen the game, the women's game internationally really start to go up levels, right? And you're witnessing this firsthand from other countries who are trying to catch up to Canada and the United States.
You know what, we always say, like, they have a lot of talents, like when we talk about, you know, Sweden, Finland, a lot of people sometimes forget about how much talent they have. Sometimes it's more about the money they put in their program that it's missing. But when we think about the Olympics, like we have like teams, Finland, Sweden, even Russia right now, they put a lot of money in their program, and you can see the evolution of the game and the teams. And I think we're going to see different game at the next Olympics for sure.
I think we're still at the point where Canada and the U.S. are obviously the cream of the crop, but there comes a time when these countries start to move up, and then there's one upset along the way, and something like that could happen. So you really have to be prepared for that.
You know what? Like the good thing with Canada, U.S., I don't think anybody work harder than us off the ice, and that's what the other countries are learning right now. How hard you have to work off the ice to be more successful on the ice.
Yeah. Well, let's hope it's the Americans who are surprised by someone and not us. Listen, we're just about out of time, but I wanted to ask you. You've had a tremendous career, and I know you've done so many things, so many gold medals, so many world championships and Olympics. I know carrying the flag was probably, if not the highlight. Was it the highlight for you?
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
Is
that's
that right?
On the top of my list.
Because,
for sure.
I mean, your list of accomplishments, I just printed off on Wikipedia, and there's like 4 pages about your career and so on. But, you know, you often wonder, someone who's been around the game and been a part of Canadian sport for so long, how much that means to you. And I guess carrying a flag in an Olympic Games is...
yeah, I don't think you can top it up with a better, reward. Like for me, what you do on the ice, that's what you work with a team and everything. But when you got named a flag bearer, it's like it's what you do on the ice and off the ice.
The ice, yeah.
You know, I was really lucky in hockey to get to travel and to meet different people, but now, you know, when you get that, you know that you did the right thing. You give back to the population.
Well, I think in your case, it's not only, you know, it's what you put into the game, it's what you get out of it. And it went both ways for you. You put everything, your heart and soul into it, and you were rewarded in many ways.
You know what? Sometimes it's a lot of work, but I would do it again tomorrow if I had to, if I had a chance.
Well, to be honest with you, I think women's hockey in this country is all the better for it, and I appreciate what you've done, and we all thank you for that, and look forward to seeing you again in April.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming by.
Thanks.
Great to chat with you.
Thank you.
Danielle Goyette is an assistant coach now with Team Canada, coming up with the World Championships, the Women's Hockey Championships here in Ottawa in April, and the head coach of the Calgary Dinos.